Okay, so that's one way to work with intervals. Harmonic intervals, creating chords, diatonic triads, seventh chords, sixth intervals, everything. Another way is to use them melodically. And that's where you play single notes. And to demonstrate this, I'm going to play a C major scale in 2 octaves in 8th position. And then I'm going to run what are called thirds, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and octaves. And this is a great alternate picking exercise. Check it out. Okay, so here's the C major scale. Played straight up and down across 2 octaves, across all 6 strings. Now, if you run them in thirds, you get this. Coming down is a little trickier because you have to kind of pre-position all your double stops, right? And then you do it in fourths. You're going to go. Here's your tritone. Tritone again. You could cheat if you want. You could use hybrid picking. You could play a lot faster, a lot more easily like this. Depends on how lazy you are, right? Okay, and then perfect fifths, you're going to go. Definitely start out slowly and try to keep the notes separate, the note pairs separate. And then you try to get faster. That's an excellent exercise because you're constantly crossing strings. So this really breaks up that whole linear half steps and whole steps of the major scale. It gives you a more interesting melodic contour. And then moving along, you can go diatonic sixths. So whatever note you're starting on, C and A, you're going to go to the next higher note in the scale. A lot of string skipping here. Again, the pick's working overtime here, but you could cheat. You could just use your fingers if you want. A different tone, not as bold as with the pick, but it's easier to do. And then you have sevenths. Diatonic sevenths as they occur within the C major scale. And then finally you have octaves. That's a good exercise, I tell you. You could take all this information and apply it to any key, any scale. I just showed you stuff in the C major scale, and it seemed like a lot of stuff, right? And yeah, you get sick of the C major scale sound after a while, but for demonstration purposes, it worked great. But any of the 7-note modes, you can do what I just did with the, the intervals, the melodic intervals. And here's one final example. I'm going to use the A harmonic minor scale, and I'm going to use a pattern of 6 intervals, but I'm going to throw a twist in by changing up the contour as we go. Check this out. So here's the A harmonic minor scale. A, B, C, D, E, F, G sharp, A, B, C, D, E, F, G sharp, A, B, C. By the way, that's where your augmented second interval comes in. Between F and G sharp. You wouldn't call that a minor third. If that was F and A flat, you would call that a minor third. But you may not be concerned with what you call something, right? It's all about ear training, first and foremost. Ear training trumps theory, okay? Now, here's our little pattern I'm going to leave you with that takes the diatonic 6 intervals in the A harmonic minor scale and does a melodic thing. I'm going to reverse the contour. So I'm going to go, and then instead of going, which sounds kind of predictable, right? I'm going to do this instead. Kind of sounds like Bach or something, right? Very elegant and classical. And it kind of creates like a call and response effect. It's like you have yes, no, like two people arguing. So that's it for this lesson. I hope it has provided you with some insightful information that you can use, maybe not directly make you a better player overnight, but it'll deepen your understanding of music. If you want to learn a lot more about this kind of stuff, this really is the tip of the iceberg. Please check out several of the Guitar World instructional DVDs I've put out over the past few years, all of which are available on a Guitar World online store. There's Mastering Fretboard Harmony, Parts 1 and Parts 2, Mastering Scales 1 and 2, and Mastering Arpeggios 1, 2, and 3. These are all like 2-3 hour DVDs. So if you have some time to kill and you want to learn some theory, check it out. Have fun, as always.